Welcome to the Husky Barbu podcast. It's a sci-fi podcast, meaning that it's about nothing in particular.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Husky Bible. This is said Husky Bible, Ariel, and welcome to now episode 6. We have made it this far. Wow, what an accomplishment. Couldn't imagine that in a million years that I would do 6 podcasts straight. Well, actually did 4, then rested. Then now this would be the second in a row, just to keep myself honest. Anyway, I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope that you've kept yourself busy. I know I have been keeping myself busy, whether I want to or not. That's the magic of working from home. Yay! Yay! I love working from home. I would have to explain for you to have lost the concept of sarcasm. Not enjoying working from home that much now more. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that I can earn money from the commodity of my home, from the being in a comfortable position of being in my own house. Let's say that. Yes. Again, I prove myself over and over again the incapability of speaking the English language. I hate to disappoint anybody if I wouldn't, so I have to keep on the gimmick, whether I want to or am I conscious about it or not, because I am that tick-tarded. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, not enjoying work that much. Not because I hate working. It's not that, and it's not because I'm ungrateful for my job. It's not because of that either. I am grateful. I'm grateful that I get to wake up and do something that I know in the end it helps with paying bills, something that is a luxury to be able to do in this day and age which I am talking to you guys now. The problem mainly stays that my wife has started working here as well. So we're both on a full-time schedule working from home. And you would ask, well, what's that a problem? You have a problem against your wife working? Not at all. She is an independent woman. I'm never on her case. She does whatever she wants. And she wants to work. And God bless her. She works. It's not that's not even the issue. My issue is that since I'm working and doing overtime, I'm spending less time doing the thing that calms me down, and that is drawing. You see, when I was a small kid, imagine that picture, me small. In case you guys never seen me, I am a pretty large person, not in stature, but in weight. And I take quite a wide view, if you get my drift. I digress. Back in my chubby, small-ass kid, husky kid days, I was more introverted than I am now, because now I actually have comebacks. Back then, you were practically speaking to a wall. And the only way of expression that I had as a child was drawing. Hence, I got okay at it now as an adult because, well, almost 40 years of experience, give and take. So drawing has been like my, let's call it my husky whisperer, for lack of a better term. So yeah, that's what's been helping me cope. But I feel that lately it has been taken away from me because since I'm doing OT, that's overtime for you people who have no concept of what that acronym means. Acronym. Oh my God. I continue. Anyway, since I've been doing OT, that's pretty much my fault. I understand. I could say no. but necessities are being built and needed for the household, and I feel that it is my responsibility as the parent, one of the breadwinners, to fulfill that necessity. I mean, and I did it. Maybe I just need to chill out and relax a little more. I mean, I never thought that working a full schedule from work would be a little stressful. I'm making it sound like it's bad, and I know that a lot of people out there are like, well, boo fucking who? At least you got a job. What the hell do I have? My sincere apologies. And maybe I'm not the right person to be bitching and moaning, and much less putting out there on Front Street and doing so on a podcast, like showing to the world what a ginormous asshole I am. But I'm being honest and sincere how I feel. Maybe I just suck it up and stop bitching and crying. Be grateful that I have a job that I'm able to provide for my family, and just save that into the tank. But the purpose of me recording these things, other than your amusement, is for me to get shit out of my chest. And if you happen to be entertained by that, so be it. Both of us win. So if not, well, I'm just rambling out here for the 5 or 6 of you who are listening, and pretty much exposing shit that I maybe shouldn't be exposing into a out there in the public, shit that is personal to me. But I don't give a fuck, and I don't have that much of a boundary in terms of what I say, I think, and if I feel it, I'll say it, because I am tired of bullshit, and I'm trying also not to bullshit myself. So there you go. Anyway, I love drawing, not for the sake of being the best artist in the world. I'm not the Michael Jordan of drawing, not even close. I'm not even a bench warmer. What drawing does for me, and what I enjoy about drawing, is that it keeps me centered. It keeps me focused. It's because I feel that is the only thing that I have somewhat control of. And I'm a bit of a control. No, scratch that. I'm a ginormous control freak. And I'm well aware of the things that I have no control of. So I tend to be anal and crazy about the things that I do control. And drawing is like one of the few things that I feel that I have somewhat control of, and I miss it. I miss controlling my little world. So there. You just got 7 minutes, 8 minutes worth of a shrink needing to listen to my bullshit, but I'd rather spew it on people who are listening. Anyway, so that's giving me whatever little free time I have to entertain my ass on other things, since I've not been able to draw. Oh, by the way, you might be asking, why can't you draw? Because you mentioned your wife. What this has to do with anything? Well, thank you for reminding me about that. My wife is using my computer, my personal computer, where I draw, because I do my art digitally. Since we don't have an extra computer, and my job gave me a PC for me to work on, she needed somewhere to work on as well. And I, against my better judgment, and to help her because she wanted to do it, and I'm trying to be the supportive husband, I sacrificed my man cave, where in my office is, where I leave my things is, where I'm recording this very podcast at this moment. And I sacrificed it, put it in the altar for her happiness. And I don't know if that makes me a good guy or an asshole for admitting it, now that it kind of pisses me off, because this is like my safe zone. But I'd rather be honest and sincere. I mean, but this doesn't mean I'm going to stop her from working. Obviously, she wants to work. She actually loves her job. And I'm not going to be the guy who's going to be in the way just because my little ego is hurt because my little playhouse is being occupied by a girl and I'm afraid of getting cooties. No, she needs it, and I have to be supportive. Not because it's written in some rules, because I love her. I love her, and if she needs something from me, that's what I have to do. It's not about me getting everything I want. It's about helping each other, completing each other. Okay, there. Went to your lovey-dovey place. I'm gonna wash myself after this. Anyway, so what have I been doing to entertain myself in the meantime? Because her schedule conflicts with mine. Sometimes she's working late, and by the time I'm done doing my extra hours or my overtime at work, I'm dead as dead can be, and I have zero strength. So in order to recuperate my brain somewhat into something close to functional, I have decided to go down the path that I thought that I was never going to go back to. That's right. I'm watching wrestling again. God help me. God help me. God help my soul. But there's a caveat. See, I watched the WWE pay-per-view from this past week, which was Money in the Bank. The less said about that, the better. There were some things that I liked. Most things I didn't. And again, the less said about that, the better. Not going to do a full review because this is not a wrestling dedicated podcast. However, I do have to speak on the other thing that I did, which was I got the Fight app. I live in DR, so I cannot get TNT here. Or if the TNT I do get is TNT Latin America, so they don't air AEW Dynamite, which is another wrestling show from another wrestling company called AEW All Elite Wrestling. And so I got the AEW package from the Fight app, and I watched this past Wednesday's Dynamite. By leaps and bounds, a trillion times better than anything I've seen WWE do in the past years, which I would have to be clinically determined or classified as mental or psychological torture, because the booking or the script or whatever you want to call it in WWE is horrendous. They have a roster, or had actually, because they let go a bunch of people, as I told you in that episode that shall not be named. They have a bunch of people in that roster that are more than capable of putting on a great show in terms of the ring activity. But the stories that are being told, I mean, if you watch wrestling just for the wrestling's sake, like, for example, people that watch porn without the context, by all means, enjoy yourself, but you're not going to get much of a story. But then again, you don't watch porn for the story, don't you, boys? Or girls, whatever. Anyway, wrestling in WWE, by all means, in accounts, with the exception of the actual ring work, everything else sucks in WWE. I'm sorry. Whether certain exceptions do apply, certain matches apply, certain storylines apply, but do not apply, actually. But for the most part, is dog shit garbage, and I wouldn't be caught dead watching that, not even if I wanted to. But however, AEW Dynamite has caught up my attention because it gave me something that I craved watching in WWE, which is actual substance, some storyline. Now, when I say storyline, you can't confuse it back with the days from the 80s where we were all mesmerized and believed that this shit was actually real. That cat has been out of the bag. The genie's out of the bottle. Whatever metaphor or reference you want to use, apply here. Wrestling is scripted like any other show, so you know it's not real. So it's like watching a TV show, watching a movie. You're seeing a performance. You're seeing an act. You're seeing something that is predetermined, and the stunts are being performed by the wrestlers themselves. So they are their own. How do I call them? They're their own stunt doubles. They're their own performers, and no, I have the utmost respect for the wrestlers. However, as I was already stated and repeated to death, WWE sucks at this conjuncture. So AEW offered me something that I much needed, which was a breath of fresh air in terms of wrestling. Something different, something that is not just filled to the brim with shit. So I actually enjoyed it. However, I do have a little caveat that I didn't like, and it was the commercial that the Fight app kept putting for this movie that's going to come up. I don't know if it's direct to video or... Because the Fight app was like making the point that this is going to show up on the Fight app. A movie about an MMA movie, but with a wrestler who wants to be an MMA star. And for what I gathered in the trailer, the wrestler who is being portrayed by Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose in WWE, Ambrose or Moxley is playing the villain. For what it seems. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I'm not going to question the quality in which the movie's filmed. A bunch of scenes, the CGI is screaming from most of the frames of the movie. It seems like it was recorded on an iPhone. And also the belt that they use for the MMA fight, it looks like the old WWE Undisputed Championship belt. So I don't know if that was a rib on WWE. I also saw Jay Rizzo, aka Christian from Edge and Christian, doing a cameo on the movie. I mean, Chuck Liddell is also in the movie. Gina Gershon. That's the thing I saw. I kind of dog shit a little bit on it, I know, but I'm just pointing out what I saw. Anyway, that was the only thing that I wouldn't say not like or liked. I don't know. I mean, I'm like indifferent. I don't know. I mean, I can't say that it's gonna suck. Like, oh, look at the camera. You know, I was or have been that kind of dude that just trashes shit without even seeing it, just for what I see at first. But I'm trying to be a little bit more positive and not that kind of a douchebag or an asshole. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm back into feeding off of wrestling. What I do know is that I will avoid WWE like the plague unless they make some changes down the road. But at this juncture, I don't see that happening because the stories are just, they suck. They suck. Whereas in the AEW, they actually, they're fun, they're funny, and when they need to be serious, they get serious. So that's pretty much what I asked for. I mean, the cat is out of the bag. In wrestling, you cannot treat it serious because we all know, we are all in the knowledge of what it is. We all know what it is, so have fun with it. That's what I say, at least, anyway. So you can't turn this into a pro sport again. We all know it's exactly what they call it. Sports entertainment. It's entertainment with a sporting thing on it. Anyway. That's one thing that I've been watching. The other thing, which is what I have been actually filling my time the most with, is rewatching Community on Netflix. Now, I haven't said this before in the previous podcasts, but I do have to admit now, I mean, I've been in a conflict of interest within my mind, determining what is my favorite TV show of all time. You will have your preferences. Unfortunately, I cannot say The Office or Parks and Rec because by the time they aired, I didn't see them because of job, church, whatever. And now they're not available on my DR Netflix. I do not use VPN for that, so I have no access to that. But what I do have access is to this old show, Community. And Community is right up there. I would say top 3 of all my all-time shows. I mean, it's right up there with Rick and Morty and Breaking Bad. Also, I would have to add The Sopranos in there as well. Anyway, and it's no coincidence that I mentioned Rick and Morty because Rick and Morty is co-created by Dan Harmon, and Dan Harmon is the creator of Community. He actually made Community before Rick and Morty. So, his flavor, his style is in the series. And so far, I've been watching up to season 2. I know that some Community purists out there would complain about the things that happened after like season 4. That's where all the problems began when cast members started leaving, people got fired, whatnot. The network dropped them, and then they went to Yahoo, all that other stuff. Anyway, be that as it may, I enjoy the hell out of Community. One of my favorite shows. The jokes are just one after the other, and you have to be quick to catch them because they come lightning quick. Makes your brain work for it. No laugh tracks, in case you didn't know what those were, or in case you didn't know that they didn't have laugh tracks. Rather, I haven't eaten, and you can tell I haven't had dinner. Actually, I did eat a lot because I'm fat. Anyway. Community, love it. I recommend it. If you haven't watched Community, I fully recommend it. It is great. I also like the things that Community touches upon because the main core of the group, you have an agnostic, an atheist, a Jehovah's Witness, a Muslim, a guy who believes in the weirdest form of Buddhism under God's green earth. Did I mention the Christian? Yeah, and the Jewish. And all of them coexist with one another, and they learn how to coexist with one another and accept each other's beliefs and accept each other's way of living. And in a perfect world, and in a world which they filmed that series like was pre-PC culture or woke culture that we have now. Actually, the atheist is the one that you can quantify or qualify as the woke one. By today's standards, anyway. I like the series because it represents all of that people coexisting. Something that is totally lacking now because everybody is now extremely tribalized, not accepting one another and wants to go to each their own ways. Community showed it's scripted, I know, but it makes me think that there might be hope for humanity if you learn to accept people as they are and not try to enforce their views, your views, or your way of thinking or your way of believing to others, but accepting them, letting them find their own way. And if you do believe in God, trust God to guide them, trust God to let them know where the light is. And you just be light for them if you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, then just be nice, be good, treat them with respect. And if you treat somebody with respect, you hopefully will receive respect back because I don't know too many assholes that receive respect. Do you? I mean, you can look at a certain example in the White House. His attitude pretty much says how he is treated, and well, you do the math from there. So that's the takeaway I get from Community. Great show. Couldn't recommend it enough. I like it. I enjoy it. So I recommend it. Anyway, It helps also that in the show there's one character, the Muslim, called Abed. If you love the show, try it Abed in the morning. There's a plug. Abed is, I think he's my favorite character in the whole series because I think me and him are kind of alike, although I'm not in the extreme that he is. But I have that weird social awkwardness about me, not to his level, because when you see the show, you pretty much understand it. And if you have seen the show, then you really understand it. Abed is special, not in the bad way. And he's being portrayed that way, by the way. So don't take personal on getting angry on a fictional character. You hear that, Simpson fans or woke fans that started complaining about Apu? You killed the character because complaints. Anyway, Abed. I enjoy Abed. His antics, and normally he is the voice of reason in the group. He's the only one that is balanced enough to see the bullshit in the group, and on that end, I'm not like him. Obviously, I don't give a shit what people think, and I let people be. But I am like him in terms of the awkwardness. I'm very awkward when you treat me in person, and because of. Have I mentioned that I'm an introvert? Yeah, I think I mentioned it like almost in every podcast. So I'm not going to go there. Anyway, hoping that in the future we can get this thing like in more of a duo kind of thing, like adding another person, because I run out of things to talk about. And I think that you guys get bored by listening to one person talk for about half an hour about pure nonsense and unimportant shit. But it's what I have to do in order to get better. So I have to keep on making these in order so I can get better. And hopefully I can find someone like a wingman, a wingwoman, a wing person in order to do this together with. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for being there. Letting you just guys know that we have a YouTube channel for the podcast. Although I'm not posting video format, I am leaving the audio there, so all the podcasts are there. Also, the TeePublic store, it's still there. The link will be in the description of this podcast, so I won't have to say it because it is quite a long name. You can see the designs that I have there so far. Right now, at the time of recording, there is a special on all the merch on the store. You can go there. We still got the Go Bleach Yourself t-shirt. We have the I'm a Gurk, the Geek Nerd combo word. The Husky Barbu t-shirt as well is available. By the way, all the designs that are on the page, they also have now availability to add it into a mask. So if you like masks, you can add it in any of the designs. You also have the Jesus. Now that's metal design. Jesus was metal before metal was metal. A few Batman v Superman ones, Martha's Kids, Jack Veneno, that's a Dominican Republic reference. Got a few, so go help a brother out there. Right now, most of the t-shirts are $13 right now, plus shipping. So, and they ship worldwide, so you can order and they'll be shipped. So you can get some there and also help a brother out in these dark near times. Nice that in a quarantine where we have a curfew at 5 p.m. in the evening, in the afternoon, you can hear vehicles passing by still because fuck you to the law, right? Fuck you. So that's nice to hear a motorcycle passing by at about 9:07 p.m. when the curfew ended at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. I don't know, just a little bitching and crying on my end. Just seeing how people respect the law so much in this beautiful God-provided island. I hope you read the lines through there. Anyway, plug the t-shirts. The social media, the Husky Barbu and the _Husky_Barbu. Again, all these links will be available in the description. I apologize if I seem that I am in a foul mood. It is because I am tired and I'm taking it all on you, but I'm hoping that this context would be taken as a comic relief for your entertainment, not so much for my well-being, because fuck me. Anyway, this has been the Husky Barbu. This has been Ariel. This has been episode 6. And if there's anything that you have to take away from this episode, it has to be the fact that watch Community. Forget everything else I have said. My complaints and my woes and my suffering. Forget about what I say even about wrestling. Just watch Community. It is a great show. Also, if you need more convincing, the Russo brothers, yes, the same guys that made the most lucrative movie of all time, Avengers Endgame. Same guys that directed, Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and the aforementioned Endgame. Yeah, they are co-creators of Community as well. So, and also a bunch of the guys that are in Community have appeared in the movies, in the Marvel movies as well. So that's a little inside info. Anyway, this has been Ariel, and this has been the Husky Barbu. Peace out, take care, bye.